I love good tequila. I love it a lot. But I hate that most people have only had horrible tequila. Tequila marketing is horrible. The Mixos, Diffusers, celebrity endorsed and additive-filled tequilas get pushed hard, while a lot of the quality tequila goes unnoticed. Today, I'll show you what big tequila doesn't want you to know and how to find great tequila. If you don't know much about tequila or anything at all about it, here's a quick, oversimplified explanation. Tequila can only be made in the Jalisco region of Mexico, so if your friend tells you that they have a new tequila from Texas, don't drink it. Something ain't right. Tequila is made from the blue Weber agave after it's matured, which can take 5 to 12 years to ripen. Traditionally, the pinas are thrown into a brick oven to cook for as long as 3 days so that the sugars in the agave can caramelize for a sweeter, more complex flavor. After cooking, the pinas are juiced by a roller mill or a tejon, which is a giant stone wheel. Then the juice is fermented and sent to a still to be distilled twice. After that, the tequila is ready to be bottled or placed in barrels to age. The 4 categories of tequila are Blanco, which generally are not aged, Reposado, which are aged for a minimum of 60 days, Añejo, which must be aged for a minimum of 1 year, and Extra Añejo for a minimum of 3 years. And that's how tequila is made. Now onto the dirty secrets big tequila doesn't want you to know. First up is Mixos. These are the ones that give you that bad hangover in a story about why you'll never drink tequila again. You know the story, waking up half naked on the bathroom floor, missing a piece of your toe, blood everywhere, and not knowing how it happened. That was a fun morning. Most people know about these. It won't say Mixo on the bottle, but these are the tequilas that won't say 100% blue agave. Mixos only need to be made with a minimum of 51% blue agave, which means that the other 49% can be fillers like sugars, artificial flavors, and even vodka. Mixos are harsh. They lack flavor, but they are extremely cheap. Unfortunately, your destroyed taste buds and a horrible hangover will be the true price you pay. Second up is gold tequila. If you ever see gold on a bottle, it's the same crappy Mixto tequila, but with food coloring. Gold is one of those genius marketing ideas where companies decide to use food coloring to make cheap tequila look aged and premium when they're actually just putting the same cheap stuff that we put in our beers on St. Patty's Day. Joven is another term you might see instead of gold, but I'll put an asterisk here. You see, Joven can be 100% agave tequila mixed with an aged tequila, but this doesn't mean that it doesn't have additives. I'll get more into that later. I believe this is what Joven/gold tequila was originally meant to be, but large corporations saw it as a loophole to exploit. Most quality tequila producers stay away from Joven tequilas, and so should you. In almost every case, gold tequila is cheap mixto tequila with food coloring. Third up is tequila made with a diffuser. This is like taking frozen Salisbury steak thrown into the microwave, calling it Wagyu beef, charging $150 and hoping nobody will be able to tell the difference. Normally, agave plants need to ripen to taste their best, like most fruits and vegetables. This could take 10 to 12 years. Also, the pinas are slowly cooked so the sugars in the agave can caramelize for a sweeter, more complex flavor. These two components largely affect the great flavor in tequila and is part of the reason why tequila is so expensive to produce. Diffuser tequilas found a workaround to cut costs but sacrifice flavor. They instead can use young agave plants that have not fully ripened, and instead of slow cooking the agave, they just blast them with high pressure water and sulfuric acid to extract what little sugars are there. This results in a chemically and bland tequila that tastes closer to vodka than it does tequila. Unfortunately, tequila producers won't tell you if their tequila is made with a diffuser. If you're thinking, does it really affect the flavor that much? Well, back in the late 90s, there was a tequila shortage, so Herradura decided to start making their tequila using diffusers between 2001 and 2010. There was such a noticeable change in the flavor that an organized group of tequila lovers and bartenders basically bullied Herradura into no longer using a diffuser for that brand of tequila. This is why tequila tries to hide this dirty little secret from you. I know it sounds bad, but it gets worse. Number 4, additives in your tequila. So imagine that this is a banana, because it is, and it costs $1. Now imagine that this is a banana made in a lab. It was made with artificial flavor, so it tastes close to as good as a banana, but it was a lot cheaper to make. How would you feel if I told you that this banana was $50? Some of those really popular and really pricey tequilas have additives in them. I'll admit they don't taste horrible, but they don't taste as good as tequila you can find for a fraction of the price. So here's the deal. Tequila producers can legally add additives to aged tequilas like Reposado, Añejo, and Extra Añejo without telling you. There's 4 types of additives that they can add. Sugar syrup, which can be any type of sweetener like corn syrup, cane syrup, aspartame, sucralose, just to name a few. They can add caramel coloring that gives it that age look, glycerin, which gives it a round mouthful feel in case the tequila came out thin and watery, and oak extract, which adds flavor and aromas found in oak barrels to make that tequila taste as though it sat in a barrel for longer than it actually did. Up to 1% of these each can be added to your tequila without having to tell you. That smooth 100% blue agave could actually be 96% blue agave and 4% additives. These additives are highly concentrated, like sweeteners that are 8,000 times sweeter than what you have at home. If you think 4% isn't a lot, stick 1% of vanilla extract into a bottle of your tequila and see how much it changes. So this allows for aged tequilas to be a cheat code. Any tequila that has been aged can artificially be altered. This includes Jovens and Crystallanos. You might be thinking, Blanco tequilas are safe from additives. Well, yes and no. There's a governing agency that runs tests to make sure tequilas comply with the rules. But what they don't check for and can't is flavoring additives, mainly agave and vanilla flavoring, which means it could be added to your tequila, including your Blanco tequila, and nobody ever knows for certain. If your tequila is overly sweet and strong of vanilla, it's probably the additives. The fifth dirty secret tequila doesn't want you to know about is Crystallanos. This is more of a hiding in plain sight lie that might start to sound kind of like a conspiracy theory. Crystallanos are a fairly new category of tequila. It's aged tequila that has been charcoal filtered, causing the color to be removed in order to give a smoother, softer drinking experience. That's how it's being marketed. This is how the marketing should go. We took our tequila and aged it in barrels to give it flavoring. Then we started stripping those flavors out through filtering to make something closer to vodka. And since now that it's still technically an aged tequila and not a Blanco, we can now legally add additives. We took a bad product that we were going to throw out, but instead stripped most of the flavor out and added fake flavoring. And now we'll charge you top dollar using the clever marketing term of smooth. The color that was in the tequila contains flavor. Charcoal filtering strips the color in the flavor out. Look at bourbon. They don't make Cristallano versions because it wouldn't have much flavor. Jack Daniels and other Tennessee whiskeys use charcoal filtering, but that's before it goes into the barrel to get flavor, not after. So this is just speculation, but imagine that I work at Don Julio, and like all production companies, not all the products come out right. Some of the tequila doesn't taste right, so it's waste we have to throw out. But I'm the king of marketing and additives. So let's filter out the flavor like vodka and then add in artificial flavor to make it taste similar to tequila. Then market it as a premium product. Mad props because that idea was as genius as chocolate diamonds. Now, not all Crystallanos are like that. It's still a very new category. This is more of a warning. Number 6, celebrity tequilas. Do not buy. It's all just overpriced, hot garbage. That's all that really needs to be said. Why trust somebody that doesn't know how to cut a cucumber with your tequila choice?
Be careful, because I nicked myself the other day.
I don't know, I'm kind of scared.
There you go.
Not whatsoever.
Hey, chef, do you want to cut this up for her?
Anybody that tells you a celebrity tequila is great and worth the money has either A, never tried a variety of tequila, or B, is lying straight to your face. The only good thing I can say about celebrity tequila is you can find it everywhere. It's also the worst thing about them. I have to cross state borders to find Siete Legues, but I can find Terramana 2 minutes away at the gas station. What about Código? This was almost the exception. It checks all the boxes for good tequila, but I personally got a bitter finish I didn't like at the end of it. All in all, not horrible tequila. The biggest problem is the price. There's so many other tequilas I'd rather drink that are much cheaper. Look, taste is subjective. Drink what you like, even if it's overpriced celebrity tequila. All I'm saying is, if you only ever eaten McDonald's cheeseburgers, you would think that was the best cheeseburger in the world. So how do you find great tequila? Easy. Try as many as you can. But personally, I use an app and a website that's called Tequila Matchmaker. It's free. You don't even have to make an account. I never have, and I've been using it for years. There aren't even ads on the page, weirdly enough. It's just a community of tequila nerds with a lot of great information. Anyways, cheers.